How are we doing this morning, gamers? Happy Thursday. Opened my packs and found nothing this morning. Never a shiny card. Is this solo event still going on? It's not. I forget when that ended. It must have ended somewhat recently. I think I got all the cards out of it. Alright, so we started yesterday 76 points away from Masters, and today we're beginning 81 points from Masters, so we made progress. I'm not going to tell you which direction the progress was in, but we didn't end where we started. Let's fire the cannon to start this morning, I think. Alright, I have an angsty teenage bird, even if we don't have a big bird just yet. I don't know that I actually want to research here. I think with this in hand already, I just chill. Because their red cards and Marses are so much worse until when I have 2 researches in my deck. And my odds of finding another basic here are relatively low. No Darkrai to start is good for us, even if they have a helmet. Okay, I think we go digging now, because I'm going to get to play this evolution. We can also, like, really high roll candy and stuff. Two cannon seems like it has stats at all the right places. I agree. It does 70. The stage 2 here, for people unfamiliar, does 70 for 1 damage, is 140 HP. Just nothing too crazy, but for a one knockout point Pokemon, it's odd rate, I think, for the current whatever. If we hit the big bird next turn. That's an interesting play, because now if I hit the candy, I kill the Tina. I guess that was an option anyways, though. I could just spend the energy to retreat. I need candy or Cranidos. I think I just vibed for the turn. I don't think I want to give this up. $25% for a candy. Ayo! What an easy game. Good night. They're just cooked from here, yeah? Hey, thanks for the almost 2 years, Take Magic. Appreciate that. Welcome back. This card's so good in this matchup. It's one of the reasons why the other fighting decks are remotely competitive. And I think Toucannon does a good job of covering your non-Tina matchups while also being okay here. Yeah, they are in bigly danger. All right, down to 1 card. That seems like a good one. I mean, opponent has some maneuverability here. Is it worth? Is it worth lilying? I don't think it is, right? Because they're gonna hit me twice with this before they can attack, anyways. So I think I'm just supposed to chill on this. I'm already through both my researches. I think there's a good spot there, Cook, regardless, because it took them so long to get Darkrai down. Oh, do they play Dawn? Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, Dawn's a reason to play the Lily. That's a good shout. They could retreat in Dawn. I wasn't thinking about that. Looks like they don't have it, but I think that's a compelling case to have played this card. Looks like we're not getting punished for it. But definitely a thing that could have been a mistake is a great call out. And that's a lovely drawing combination here. Man. They almost got us with Mars, huh? And by that I mean they were dead the entire time. Imagine if that Mars had been a Dawn. They'd have been able to kill my Rampardos, because I made a mistake. Yeah, honestly, like, the odds of them having a Dawn are really low. Just because they have to fit in all these Mars and red cards and stuff. Gotta give up something for them. Hole, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm doing all right, Monster Man. Should we play Elima with 2 cannon? I don't think so. I think it probably takes too long to reset up the 2 cannon. Does it? I didn't think about that. You're making me think about that. Could that be good? My gut says that's too clunky. Because, like, especially if you rare Candied into the 2 cannon, you can't reset it back up, right? You need to wait to draw another Candy or not. Yeah, I think that's too awkward. I think I'm not going to play the Fossil out because if I high roll into the 2 can next turn, it could win the game on the spot. Pedro, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. So it's like, I think I want max cards in hand here. So that way if I brick on the Candy, I can just Iono and try and get Cannon. Cannon plus Candy again. Just maximum odds of getting that combination. What's the saying? Greed, for lack of a better term, is, well, good. problem here is this still dies to Garchomp. Oh no, it doesn't. It's 80 HP. My mistake. I thought we were going to 50 here. What's your opinion on the game's matchmaking while switching decks? The current deck you are playing has absolutely no bearing on how your matchmaking works. And if you genuinely think that they're rigging the matchmaking based on the deck list that you're currently playing, you should uninstall Pokemon Pocket and never look back. I think that's the silliest part about conspiracy theories in my mind always, is the people who are like, this game is doing something deeply evil that's rigged against me, but also I'm going to continue playing it and giving them my money. I think that's just like one of the absolute silliest positions you can have. If you truly think it's rigged, you should go play something where you don't feel that way. But it's also absolutely not rigged. There's just a lot of variance in the people you're going to play against. We're in a bit of trouble here if they have Rampardos candy and we don't find a candy. It's unfortunate. I mean, I've got 3 draws and a candy now, which is not bad. It's like people giving a negative Steam review to games they've played for 6,000 hours. Big F you and I'll see you tomorrow energy, right? One of the things that impacts a ton of aspects of these types of games is a very human phenomenon that we refer to as negativity bias. Negativity bias is the evolutionary imperative that we all have, where we remember things that are inherently negative more vividly than we remember things that are positive or neutral. So when you switch to a deck and you hit a bad matchup, that's a very negative experience. So it stands out in your mind more vividly than a positive or neutral experience would. We're not fully dead because they have, they only have 1 point, but we're definitely not in a good spot. I bet we're both out of Iono, so I'm going to burn this Pokeball to play around Mars and Red Card. I don't have anything for it to get, though. I'm switching to put the Skull Fossil up to give them the hit because I have the 2 cannons. This way, if I hit the rare candy or the thing into the candy, we have a better shot next turn. And I just want you to know, chat, just so you can, like, understand how conspiracy people work. After I just did that articulation about human psychology and how things aren't rigged in that, the opponent, the person on the YouTube side came back and said they're trying to make the matchmaking fair in quotation marks, but it ends up being poor instead. And it's so funny to me to just, like, not see the forest through the trees making a comment like that and even putting fair in quotations after everything I just said. We're just dead here at this point, yeah. I guess they could brick on their second Rampardos. There's only 5 cards left in their deck. What does that even mean? It means they're not saying it was aliens, but it was definitely aliens, and I was probed, and you can't prove I wasn't probed. That's what they're saying. Very, very silly energy. How would rigging matchmaking in a game like Pokemon Pocket even work? You think they know how to identify each and every player-made deck? Yeah, and that's another part of why the conspiracy theories around matchmaking being rigged are very silly, is one, it's incredibly difficult to do and takes a ton of time and energy to do it. So like, why would the dev team spend time and energy doing something that creates a worse user experience? They wouldn't, it's silly. But two, the idea of the matchmaking is rigged, even if you accept that they're rigging the matchmaking to beat your deck occasionally, also falls victim to what we call main character syndrome, where you, the person things are rigged against, are the main character, because in order for the matchmaking to be rigged against you to give you bad matchups, that means somebody else is getting good matchups, right? Because every time someone hits a bad matchup, the person on the other side of the table has a good matchup. So not only do you have a logical fallacy of why would this company that wants to make money spend dev time to make their product worse and have a worse user experience, but you also have the, okay, now I'm ignoring the fact that if I'm getting a bad matchup, someone else is getting a good matchup. So there's a lot of holes in the entire line of thinking, because they're not people who are falling victim to that line of thinking and are conspiratorial like that aren't thinking logically. That's how they ended up in the position where they are. I would like a big bird so I could win the game, please. And obviously if I don't draw it, the game is rigged. Oh, I drew it. The game is not rigged. It's so easy, chat. Thank you, Pokemon Pocket, for having a very clearly not rigged game. Tool cannon! Not rigged this time. Oh, it was rigged against my opponent. Okay, that's what it was. So it is rigged, just not against us. Got it. Cool. It's clear if you're a streamer, the game is rigged in your favor. I have hundreds of hours of footage showing that is not true. You gotta blame something in a game where you can't blame your teammates for keeping you stuck in your L. That is absolutely it, Robin Fay. It's the matchmaking is rigged, or the matchmaking is rigged, or my teammates are keeping me down, or the shuffler's rigged, or I can't open the right packs. There's always that escaping of it's my fault, right? That's super rude. You think they're a Garchomp deck? They have a fighting energy here too. They must be a Garchomp deck, yes? I don't think I'm Ionoing. It's close though. Man, my bird actually dies here if I attack the disc. Oh, good. Oh, good. That's a lovely one. I think I played the other one of these out now. And we're just big chillin'. So you have to go ahead and peck their face, and I take a whopping 70 here, down to 50. We actually died at Candy Ninja. It's kind of crazy. If they don't have Candy Ninja, they're cooked on the backswing. Have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh? I have not. It's one of the few card games I never really got into. My background before Pokemon Pocket was I played some paper Pokemon, I played a ton of Magic the Gathering, and I still play a bunch of Marvel Snap digitally. Definitely this, yes. You see, when a current Yu-Gi-Oh player tells me I shouldn't play the game, that doesn't really discourage me, because one thing that I know is true, the only thing card gamers like more than playing their card game is complaining about their card game. Do you play poker? I play poker casually with a group of other local gamers for like $10 each in the pot once or twice a month. In a former life, playing poker was one of the ways I paid for myself to exist when I was an undergrad. But playing poker optimally is incredibly boring. So I do not play poker for actual money anymore, just for socializing and having fun. Token BG, thank you for the almost 2.5 years. Welcome back. Violet Journey, thank you for the 6 years. Yeah, poker is nothing like what you see in like the movies. Playing real poker is playing real poker optimally is a ton of folding, and playing to appropriate odds. Is that the only gambling you do? I am playing Pokemon Pocket right now in front of you. Hit me, dealer. I would like 1 stage 2, please. I think this is better than Iodo Eggs. I already have the candy. Well, golly. Pretty good. We're not quite dead yet. Neither are they. We've got 3 stage 2s and 5 cards here. I can't tell if they're a Garchomp deck. The Marshadow makes me think they're just fighting Greninja at this point. Fire the cannon! The 2 cannon! Is this the one, gamers? Is two cannon gonna carry us to Masters? This is feeling like it could be the one. Do you think certain decks definitely face mirror matches more often or get certain matchups? I think decks that are more popular play mirror matches more often because that's how basic freaking statistics works. Is the deck that's more popular going to get more mirror matches? Yes, gamer, absolutely. That doesn't mean it's rigged. Yes, certain decks get more mirror matches because they're more popular. All right, we can take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. If you're new to the channel, I always take a brief break from gameplay and just chat with my subs in chat while it goes, so the show doesn't get disrupted by me paying some bills. Appreciate everybody that's here. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, consider tapping the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps my content reach some more people. I really like Pokemon Pocket. I'd love to keep it in my regular schedule, and your little bit of engagement can help make that possible for me. Appreciate the folks that do. Oh, I should stop being lazy and get on my bike for a little bit. Why do you have a copy of Leaf in the deck? Because I wanted the flexibility to retreat my retreat 2 Pokemon around. I don't know, you could be greedy and cut it. Leaf's a card that technically helps consistency. It could be better as X speed, I suppose, too, but being able to retreat Granados or Rampardos seems appealing. The fact that all of these are only 1 energies probably means an X speed could be better. Toucannon deserves a flare. Yeah, we can go for that. I don't think I have flares for the basics, because they're full arts. I think I only had 2 of the full arts. But yeah, let's check if we can flare the Toucannons. He's been good enough to deserve flares. I agree with that. Yeah, I only have 2 of those, and plenty of big birds though. Gasicon, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Most overrated deck at the moment. I just want you to know it physically hurts me to say this, but I think the most overrated deck at the moment is Garchomp. Alistair, thank you for the over 5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I want you to know that this is the least biased observation you will ever hear, because I love Garchomp, and I desperately want the Land Shark to be good, but I actually can't believe how much Garchomp EX we play against, because it does not seem remotely good enough for... I mean, you could have lied. Yeah, I'm many things, but I'm not a liar. The stats and performance on Garchomp just don't remotely make sense for how popular it is. My anecdotes, even in the tournament, the last tournament meta roundup, it had a really high popularity. I was pretty surprised by that. Some feathers. Yeah, I think part of it's probably, I think I'm far from the only person who likes Garchomp as a Pokemon, so I'm sure that's a big part of it. I really gotta figure out how to fix the squeak on this silly bike. I've mostly just been muting myself when I start pedaling, but it's definitely annoying. Toucannon is surprise. I think the numbers on Toucannon as a card are very appealing. Yeah, I don't know about this Leaf. Do I want this copy of Leaf? She could be another utility card. Ilima. I really don't think Ilima is good. Guzma. I don't hate Guzma. Guzma's a utility card that's punched above weight. Cyrus could be okay. He's always a card that's pretty good. I kinda don't mind another one of utility card. Yeah, red could be appealing too. Although, so, in a lot of the matchups where you need to get to like 160, Guzma does kind of a red impersonation. Although I suppose in the Dark Right Tina matchup, it's not always the case, right? Another Lily. I don't know that I love Lily. Another Lily. There's like in the Tina matchup, you mostly just eat it in one shot, so I don't know that that's good. Yeah, I think it's like Communication or a Cyrus. Cyrus wins a lot of games. I'll play a Cyrus. You could play another cape. Freaking Jared in the YouTube chat. Being the voice of reason. Fine. I'll be a responsible player and put another cape in my deck. You're right. You're right. Freaking Jared chat. You'll have to actually play the capes out for them to matter. Wow. And then RST goes and makes it personal? That's rude. The Iono in a spot like this is so interesting. I almost wonder if maybe the Iono should be a communication. Iono's felt a little clunky too in these games. Part of me wants to just like, I think I'm just gonna sit on my hand because we could just like get them, right? Which is really appealing. You ever played Raichu EX? Yeah, you can find a Raichu or a Choreo highlight on the YouTube channel you're commenting on. I think it's very serviceable. They have the second Charmander, which makes shooting for a full high roll a lot less appealing. I've also got like 18 cards in my deck. I'm getting 5 of them back though. It's a lot of cards. I have this already in hand, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love the Iono. She's been... Iono has felt clunky inside of these candy decks to me. Holy. Alright, well. She came through that time. Communication could have also come through there, potentially, though. It did work. Iono's like, listen, coach. I'm the one you want. Keep me in. Here's your cards. Don't you dare think about cutting me. I just love the angry stare down this card is giving. It's big. It's big disappointed dad energy. Just like, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Alright, so they have the Stoke Zard, which means we need a Cranidos or a Candy for this. have a couple of draws at the candy. We have a single draw at the Cranidos. We also draw another basic or fossil. Perfect. Go for the eyes! It's always so disheartening when your opponent's played 2 research and you've played 0. You're just like so far behind in terms of just everything. Alright, Cranidos means we have live draws here. We conveniently, thanks to Jared, added a second cape. So, if we draw one of our 2 capes, we could play for a tie this game. And I have 2 research in my deck still, so we're like 40-ish% to hit the cape we need for this. I'm ready for the Guzma chat. My opponents always have room for lilies and Guzmas and everything else. Oh no! The bench Pokemon means that we lose. We have to draw a fossil to tie. 1 in 3. 1 in 9, really, because the researchers are unlikely to do it. Like 2 in 9, maybe, if we fudge. Oh. Now Cyrus wins the game. Wait, I didn't put Cyrus in my deck. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot, I didn't put Cyrus in my deck. Oh, no. We put a second cape in instead of a Cyrus. Oh, no. What if Jared lost us the game? I think we're dead, yeah. I think we're dead. They already have 2 points. I don't think there's any out here. Both my baby birds are dead. I can't put two cannon in. Even if we could, I would have to get the 2 cannon. It would have to be healthy with a cape on it. All right. I mean, this cape lets a Pick-a-Peck survive a fast chomp potentially. Well, they have all of these things. Assuredly, they don't also have a Garchomp and a Candy, yes? Copium? Copium? This is another hand where I would rather Iono just be a communication, so I think I'm gonna make that swap. They're down to 2 cards in hand. They have their Cranidos, they only need just Rampardos. Rampardos isn't super appealing onto this board though, yeah? These are technically trading. This matchup definitely seems like it's wholly decided by whoever gets the Rampardos first, which has not been us, unfortunately, in these last couple. Can I get a piece of candy? Am I supposed to bin the fossil and hope 2 Cannon can solo from here so I don't die to a chomp? I think I am. The odds of getting the other candy and the Rampardos are so low. I need a cape to not die to Rampardos. But they also didn't have it last turn. And the Sabrina's potentially lethal, so I think I just hope they don't have the Rampardos candy for one more turn. And then the Sabrina hopefully finishes. Yeah, this game sequence here, I think, was a good example of playing to win versus playing to not lose. So I could Iono to play to not lose, or I could hope they continue to brick on their thing and then play to win by keeping the Sabrina. And there's games there's times when we lose that game because they hit it and have it. But I think regardless of the outcome, it's correct to wait in Sabrina there. Miss Iono's becoming something else. She's been clunky. I think it's communication. I think I want her to be a card that helps me hit my Pokemon, but having to shuffle away Rare Candy and hoping to redraw both has been felt not good. Could also be a Cyrus, but I think my double stage 2 deck wants an added consistency tool a lot of the time. Arkano, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Our opponent appears to be DC'd. And they're back. Just had a text message to respond to. Alima. We've gone back and forth on Alima. I think it's too clunky a lot of the time to try and re-evolve. And a lot of the times we're skipping our stage 1, which makes Alima less appealing. I don't think I attack here, because this still goes down in 1 to 2 cannon anyways, so there's no reason to get poisoned. And because we have Pokemon communication in our deck now, it's a reason to hold the Pick-a-Peck here. So we could hit the communication and then turn the Pick-a-Peck into the 2 cannon, potentially. Am I Sabrinaing them? I don't think so. They could hit me with a Lunala next turn, though. A little scary. Big one. I think I Lily and keep here So that way they have to keep this in to clear me and can't pivot to Baby Tina. I think we're in trouble though. Need to find like our second candy here in 11 cards, which is pretty unlikely. And they have Leaf, so they can finish with the Tina, the big Tina now. Oh, that's interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Think we're dead here without another Pokemon. Lightning Energy's a little scary, I suppose. I guess Rampardos cleans that up real nicely if we could find the fossil. That one does not bother us in the slightest. It's crazy how, despite the new expansion, Tina's still the best deck. I don't think that's that surprising. Punished for not playing the Cape. Story of my life. Although, LOL. I mean, even with those draw, it was still significantly better to have played the Cape. I think it's this. 'Cause like, I kind of don't want the Rampardos to knock out the Magnemite and take 50 to do it. I think if I can put an energy on the Pick-a-Peck and take a clear with that, that's good for me. Although, does the rare candy change that dynamic? I don't think so. I'm actually just gonna play around another red card or Mars here and just play this out now. No reason to be greedy, I don't think. I need to play around it anyways. Just gonna let them know it's coming. Our aren't gonna have any energy set up, if they want to put something up and take a knockout here, it either has to be the Magnemite or it has to be the energy on the Oricorio. They don't have Magneton here. They're done. Rampardos just runs them out. I'm not a Pocket player, but I can't believe how busy the screen is. Feels like a barrier for me. Yeah, the game boards are have a lot going on. That's definitely accurate. Not having to care about the silly yellow chicken because we're all non-EXs feels wonderful. Yeah, good night. I actually think one of the things, I don't think I expect to get rid of like the colorful poppy game boards, but I think one of the things that's a big miss that they haven't implemented is I think it should absolutely be considered an accessibility feature that we need the option to turn off the game board constantly zooming in and out with the different actions that go on. I had a friend who is prone to motion sickness express to me that put them off the game. It's just like, it's really silly to me that that's not a thing you can turn off. It's very, very disorienting, and if you're someone that has even a little bit of a bad time with that, it means you actually just can't play the game. That's been a big day one thing. Unironically, the very first day I played this game, when it went into the closed beta and I immigrated to New Zealand to get to play it, I set my Pokemon kind of, I was like, you absolutely need to tell them we need the option to turn off the game board zooming and unzooming. It's an accessibility feature and it needs to happen. And now we're 7 months later from then and it still hasn't happened. It's very disappointing. Alright, the cannon is primed and ready. They're coming, shit. Stare them down. Give them the old bird stink eye. So long, bird. Your stink eye will be missed. JK, LOL. What a Pokemon Pocket card. Can you believe that this is a card people constantly tell me about? And I have to just like, and people are like, Jeff, what do you think of red card, Jeff? Why are there so many red cards in these decks? It's just like, statistically, they're very bad, and they're still very bad. God, I even have the research afterwards, too. It's funny, too, because I even played into that card in a way that makes it the best it could possibly be. I played my research on one. It's not bad when you use it right. I'm gonna ban you from my channel, just so we're aware, because, like, that example there, where my opponent played the red card to keep me off of rare candy, is literally the textbook's optimal, this is why red card is good in the metagame thing. Like, that's the example. People are like, the reason why people are playing red card inside of Pokemon Pocket is to keep people off of rare candy. And it's just like, it's statistically speaking, a significant amount of the time when you play red card in a spot like that, you're either doing nothing, i.e. giving your opponent back the same thing they already had, or you're actively helping them. And sure, some amount of the time, it's actually gonna work out for you, but a lot of the time, it's not. It's gonna be neutral or actively bad. We should play Cape not to get punished again, probably. I think I'm also Sabrina-ing up to put damage on the Tina here. And no one who's ever told me red card or Mars is good is like, Jeff, these are the numbers. They're always just like, Jeff, it feels good. And theoretically, and it's just like, no, that's just not how the numbers work. Is Iono good? Iono is good because it is a card that makes your hand better, and you're playing it to make your hand better. You're not playing Iono to be disruptive against your opponents. So nobody's telling you you should play Iono because it's disruptive. You should play Iono because it helps you sculpt your hand. But 100% the reason why Red Card and Mars see play is because all of the kids are jumping off of the bridge, and they can't all possibly be wrong, so we should jump off of the bridge too. Thank you for the opinion, but I know propaganda when I see it. I will continue to use Red Card on a 4-card hand at the start of the game. It's so funny to me that I can literally say the words every time someone talks about Red Card. They say nothing about the math or stats behind it, and they just give me their feels, and then someone can unironically post that. Like, it's so funny to me. Just like that's the state of the world in 2025. Is just, yeah. Just keep with the vibes. So long. All right, speaking of the vibes, chat, you got to keep the good vibes rolling by making sure there's not ads over the gameplay. So we'll see you in a minute or so. Twitchers, thanks everybody for hanging out. We're gonna keep playing this deck. We've made some points with it. It's played some fun games. We'll see if we can climb to Masters with it. Someone calling a math-driven statement propaganda is way too American for me. Oof. Oof. Yes, what Matt just said is true too. People tout like, okay, I red carded them on one from 4 to 3 cards. It was card advantage. No, you traded one of your cards to get rid of one of their cards. It's not even card advantage when you're taking them from 4 to 3. Is 100% correct. So you're not actually supposed to put WD-40 on a bike chain. You need to take it, you need to grease it. But the problem is the pedaling contraption I have, the chain is enclosed in a thing. So I haven't had the time. I need to like physically unscrew it. So I can deal with a little bit of squeaking. I'm muting it when we're like in the middle of a gameplay. We're just sitting here chatting. I'm gonna continue pedaling. Is the propaganda when I see it Wall of Shame material? It might be Wall of Shame material. There's the exact text duck. I'm in danger. Oh, I guess I have a keep. Our hand's a little scuffed here, though. Might be a quick one for our opponent. I mean, our hand was pretty terrible, and unfortunately we're still dead, but we had a better shot to be in this game because they Mars'd us. We were pretty cooked regardless. It was nice that they gave us a chance to redraw for War Basics, though. That data doesn't exist, Ark. We don't have a lot of we don't have like a deck tracker type thing for Pokemon Pocket.
You see, Jeff Hoagland, it's not that Mars and Red Card are bad. It is that you are only playing against people who are using it incorrectly. It's these little babies who keep playing the card wrong. If your opponents weren't such little babies, they would be executing red card to perfection. Your opponent's red cards and Mars, they're terrible, flailing around randomly. My Mars and my red card, they're an intellectual's Mars and an intellectual's red card. Big brain, hard to contain how good my Mars and red card are. These poor little babbies, they don't know.
I think I'm getting the rare candy out right away, just because of the before mentioned Mars and red card. Okay, so they get to murder Pick-a-Peck, but then Rampardos is murdering Greninja, yes? And even if they have, like, Sabrina here with the Water Shuriken, my Lily... Oh, that's an interesting choice. Gosh, a few people are saying that was a rage moment. Are we that bad at reading human emotions? Like that was like, one, it was a full-on character, but two, I don't even think that character was mad. It was like, the character wasn't even angry. So I go to 80. So I think I should cape so I go to 100. So that way I don't die to like the Bruxious plush of Giovanni or something silly. Indignant, snobby, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just it's the lack of the whispering, right? The loud throws people off. Don't make me pull out ASMR, Jeff. I will pull this microphone right up to my face and it'll get real weird real fast. Yeah, patronizing is I think the appropriate one we're going for. What's your take on Pocket not using a mulligan system on your first turn like in TCG? Yeah, I think there's something to be said for perhaps there should be some type of penalty for playing not enough basics, but I don't know. I don't expect them to change core game rules at this point. I think we play the second Pick-a-Peck out just because of all the Mars and red card enjoyers, but there is some merit to sitting on it because of communication. Although I already have both of these, so it's probably fine. You earn your income explaining the same principles day in and day out. Sometimes you're shouting into the wind, but hopefully some of it breaks through. I often say being a streamer on Twitch is very similar to being a parent to a small child. You frequently need to speak slowly and repeat yourself to get your message across. I think I just want to start marking damage on Tina here, yeah? I think I want to just mark damage on Tina here. How are you playing on PC? I'm using an Android emulator. I'm using one called LD Player personally, but there's a few of them. All right, 3 looks at a delicious piece of candy. Angsty Teenage Bird would also be okay, but candy would be better. I have both. That's exciting. Prime the Toucan! This is gonna be a hard game without Rampardos. The 70s are not going to be enough to crunch through here. We've seen you with your kids. There's no way you treat them like you do, chat. Yes, my children are actually children. So I give them the grace and don't assume the worst when they say something very silly because they're 4, 10, and 11. The grown-ass adults in my Twitch.tv and YouTube chats don't deserve the same. I think chat is 4. Actually, fun fact, across all of my channels, less than 1% of my audience is under 18. The majority of my audience is between majority of my audience is between the ages of 25 and 34, with the next best representation being 35 to 44. So, grown-ass adults is absolutely the most reasonable, realistic descriptor of the audience here. I hit the Rampardos, but I think it might be a little bit late. They're, Yes, the bad faith comparisons to you wouldn't talk to your children like you talk to Twitch chat. We're just like, no, absolutely not. I like my children. Doug Pie, thank you for the gift sub, appreciate it. I think we're still cooked here. They're two turns off of attacking, but like that's gonna be enough because they're gonna get to get a chip shot. I guess if I hit Lily, it could be okay. No, we didn't have room for Cyrus. I have one Sabrina as a utility card. Lily means we could force a draw, but there's only one of those in 6 cards here, so pretty unlikely. Oh, they're giving me a redraw enter. Cool. So I get a 1 in 8 and then a 1 in 7, which again makes me more likely to find the card I'm actually looking for. Rats. So again, we died there, but just like to give like a really good pointed example of one of that's another one of those key examples where people are like, Mars is really good in this situation. So I don't even know Hypergeo for this. So without the Mars, we were 1 in 6 or 16%. 17-ish% to find the card. With the Mars, we were 1 in 8, which is 12.5%, followed by 1 in 7, which is 14%. So the odds that we miss on both of those is 0.875 times 0.86. 75, 15. Oh, is it actually about the same? And this is why you should always look at numbers. They did. I apologize. Mars reduced our odds of having the card that won the game there by 1%. 1%. They played a card to reduce our odds of having the card that let us win the game by 1%. It took us from 16% to 15%. So I would like to apologize to Mars. The best case scenario Mars that people frequently talk about, it got them 1% equity. See, I can look at the numbers and admit when I'm wrong. Mars stonks on the rice. Put that card in your deck. Get that 1%er. Alrighty, this is a heck of an opener. Do you think there's another basic behind this kitty chat? Oh, that's a perfect draw, too. Says local man about to be Marsed. Excuse me. Anecdotally, what percentage of games in Pocket are luck versus skill? If I had to quantify it, I would say it's probably like 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, and getting Marsed constantly and having to explain that it's terrible is definitely 50% pain. And this rare candy murdering their Litten is 100% reason to remember the name. You remember Toucannon gamers when it murders your small cat. I downloaded that song originally using LimeWire. My dearest gamer, please make sure you stand up and stretch, maybe get a drink of water, take an aspirin for your back. Oh, did I actually do my numbers wrong? Someone said take a look at my numbers, and someone else said it in chat. When we were complimenting Mars earlier, did I look at the numbers wrong? I think chat might be right that I looked at the numbers wrong. Let me pull up the calculator instead of doing it in a URL bar, so my numbers aren't so tiny. Size matters, chat. So it was 1 minus 6 out of 7 times 7 over 8. Oh yeah, I said it was 15%. It was actually 25%. Okay, so when my opponent Marsed me in that last game in the situation where everybody says it's perfect, this is Mars's best case scenario, they actually took our odds of having... That's good. That means my stomach was right. My gut was that, my gut was that they made us more likely to have the card. Okay, sure. Jeff's stomach largely undefeated when it comes to statistical gut checks. So, because we didn't have the card in hand and they Marsed us, they took us from a 17% chance to a 25% chance to have it. What were the odds that you have the card in hand? But that's the thing, right? You don't get to know. And that's why Mars and Red Card are such trash cards, because everyone is just like assuming the best case scenario where you have the card. Where you have your opponent has the card already. And then because you can't actually confirm, you just assume your Mars or Red Card worked when you win the game. Like, the TLDR is that. And you're right. I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying Mars is never disruptive. The case that I am making that the numbers support is even in the absolute best case scenario for Mars, it is helping the opponent some of the time, it is doing nothing some of the time, and then occasionally it's being disruptive. And the odds of these other two things, which are neutral and actively detrimental, are not enough, happen frequently enough, compared to this one where it's helpful, that you should just be playing a different tech card in your deck. I think that that's the people are like you're saying. A lot of people are trying to misconstrue what I'm saying, which is I'm not saying the card is never good. You are right. There are absolutely situations where it does something, but you also don't get to know when it actually does something. You're just assuming it's good more often than it is. And putting a card in your Pokemon Pocket deck has a massive opportunity cost. There are so, especially with this latest expansion, right? Like, there's so many deck slots that could be so many good utility cards. You could play a Communication, or an Iono, or a Sabrina, or a Cyrus. Guzma, the Guzma is great. Red, Giovanni. What's the card's win rate? If we're strictly talking numbers, how many top decks that appeared in? My gamer, if half the decks of the tournament registered a card, and it's in half of the top performing list, that's exactly average. We don't have access to the granular data to pull it out more than that. So the idea that it shows up in lists that are successful, ergo it's a good card to have success with, is a fallacy. That's not how math works. And I'm gonna be honest, at this point I'm tired of banning people and talking about this. Moving forward, I'm gonna laugh when people Mars me or red card me, it makes my hand better, and I'm timing people out moving forward talking about it because I'm tired of talking about it, so I'm sure many of the regulars are tired of listening to it. So I decided I'm not making a Mars video because I don't want to deal with people in the comments putting their fingers in their ears and saying, I don't care about the math, it's vibes based, I'm gonna vibe. That's great. If playing Mars and red card makes you fucking happy, find your joy, gamers. I'm sick of talking about it. The numbers disagree with you. I'm happy to know the numbers. I'm never gonna play the cards. You find your joy. Alright, I need one of my 3 birds here real quick. Real quick, like. Cooked. Absolutely cooked pick-a-pack. Well done. So long. We had 3 draws, 2 research, and a communication there. Unfortunate to brick. On to the next one. Very meticulous. Thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. And for what it's worth, I think it's fine to talk about the details of those types of things periodically, but I also understand when it's been too much, and it's certainly been too much lately. And I'm very over it. Hey, Dian Krua, thank you for the Baker's Dozen. I appreciate the 13 months. Welcome back. Who's my favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon is a Alolan Sandshrew. Sandshrew was my favorite Pokemon growing up, and blue's my favorite color. And when they made a regional blue version of my childhood favorite Pokemon, I felt like they were making it just for me. Ooh, this is a tough start. We are gonna need some candy and quick. The deal about the Sandshrew and Sandslash cards in the set, it is incredibly disappointing that they are unplayable. Like I think every time they make an unplayable Pokemon card because they need bulk to fill a pack, it hurts someone's feelings, and this time it was my turn to be hurt. Bearshare. Bearshare is a name I have not heard in a very long time. Holy Bearshare. The OGs remember Bearshare. LimeWire and Bearshare. You wouldn't download a car, chat. Absolutely would download a car. Incinerar's 3 energy attack does 60 plus 80, right? Not 80 plus 60? I don't actually remember. I actually think one of the largest travesties... Oh gosh, it does 80. We're so cooked. I actually think one of the largest travesties in Pokemon Pocket so far is... I think it's a big miss that they keep creating multiple unplayable copies of the same Pokemon. Like, I don't know why... Yeah, we're just in here. Needed a candy or stage 1. I don't know why, like, who at Dina had their Cheerios pissed in by a Rhydon as a child? Like, why is there more than one unplayable version of Rhydon? Like, there's so many characters in the Pokemon IP. Like, if you need to get another bulk pack filler, get a new character into the game. Don't print the second or third Rhydon. That's still unplayable. Give us a new one. I got like one more loss in me with the 2 cannon deck, and then we're gonna switch things up, I think. Maybe we'll play till the ad break. Got ad break in like 10 minutes. Communication, meaning if we hit anything other than Big Bird, we can get a redrop Big Bird. Sounds appealing. There are a lot of Pokemon in my deck, though. We've got 3 Rampardos, a teenage bird, a baby bird, and then 2 big birds. So it's currently, if we draw a Pokemon, will be 1/3 to find a big bird with communication. Come on! Come on! Please! Please, big bird, please! Oh, yeah, that's the stuff right there, gamers. Biggest bird you ever did heard. Give him the peck. Give him the peck. Pretty big mistake on my opponent's part here. They should absolutely be playing around the 2 cannon. They probably should have energy and evolved the back one. Evolving there when they still die to the old cannon. Seems like a punt. Now, there's a very real chance we still lose this, because, like, they can hit the candy and then have a bunch of Lilies and Ericas. I've seen some of these decks play as many as 2 of each Erica and Lily. Need an Evo here, though. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I think so. After playing a bunch of games with this, I'm pretty confident the communication is better than the Iono we were playing to start. I'm gonna need another Pokemon to win this game. I'm gonna need another Pokemon to win this game, gamers. We have 4 basics and 11 cards here, and then we have 4 basics, 2 research, and a Lily. So a little over 50%. Well, I guess we could brick after we hit the research, huh? That's so sad. Rip. Have you watched any shows or movies recently? I went and saw Thunderbolts in theater. That was fun. And then what did I just watch on Netflix? There was some Netflix original about robots and humans. It was some sci-fi movie. It was alright. Yeah, the Chris Pratt one. I don't think it was Love and Death. I don't remember what the name was. It was just like in my recommendations and things were blowing up. So I was like, this sounds. I like watch through movies in like 2 to 4 sittings while I'm like doing. Yeah, it's electric something. While I like do housework. Yeah, Electric State. That was it. Was it Mario? It was not. I don't know. I'm not a good person to ask for opinions for movies and shows on because I feel like half the time I watch something, I'm like, yeah, that was fine. And then like people are like, that movie was terrible. I hated it. It's awful. Everybody hates it. I'm just like, man, my standards must not exist. They're respecting the Toucan in chat. This is smart. Put a little respect on its name. Hands have been real clunky here in the back half. Sometimes that's how it be. You end up securing a Switch 2 pre-order. I did not. A couple of websites I tried, it didn't come through. This is what it is. Crossing my fingers that whatever the second wave they come through is don't have prices jacked up because of tariff bullshit. Thanks. Appreciate you. And then they attacked instead of charging Tina. These are definitely choices you're allowed to make. Man, our draw is still just awful, so it doesn't matter. That's so frustrating. I mean, I guess they're also missing their stage 2. All right. This is still at 140, yeah? Because it has a cape on it? We've been talking about the communication versus Iono in this deck, but something that is worth calling out about that difference is Iono is a card that you could use to find your fossils. Someone was crapping on Guzma in chat earlier. I think you're super wrong. I think Guzma is very reasonable. There's so many capes in the metagame. Most decks have a tool or two. Okay, I think Guzma is actually the card I would say my opinion has changed on the most from set release till now after playing with and against it. Is I was kind of low on Guzma when the set dropped, but after seeing how it's played out, I think I actually like Guzma more than Red and Giovanni right now. Yeah, most good decks have a tool or two. Alright. Rare Candy wins the game. Research gives us a redraw at Rare Candy, so low odds but not zero here. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Sometimes lucky, rubber ducky. Ready to smash. Ready to smash. Alright. I want to end this deck on a high note. You take a pause for the cause. Take a pause for the cause to let some ads go, and I think when we get back, I've been putting off. I've actually yet to play Blastoise with Rare Candy this expansion, which feels wrong. Well, I was gonna. Oh, there we go. My whole emulator's lagging. Weird. Are you feeling okay? No, we just had a week. We had a week where we did mostly stat because of drops, so just disrupted me getting around to trying everything. Two cannon and Blastoise have both been on my list, so we're gonna do some turtle time when we get back. Is the plan? Just pretty close to the Blastoise deck I was playing before the expansion. Just with Rare Candy slotted in. After that last deck, I think I'm going to swap the Iono for a communication. Do I swap the Iono for communication? It's close. Iono helps this deck find basics for mana fee. I don't know. I could see the Iono turning into a communication. I also like the idea of Iono helping us find basics, so we'll see. I'm going to start with her, and we'll go from there. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, consider tapping the like button. It doesn't cost you anything and helps the content reach some more people. Cut the X speed. People love cutting X speed in Leaf. I think if you want a lukewarm take, everybody should be playing more X speed in Leaf in the current metagame. Card is just good and reduces lead variance. Especially with Banette. Banette's not really a metagame consideration. But like, this deck's a phenomenal example of, if anything, I want another X speed. Misty just kind of acts as like half a X speed. She can flip a coin to be an X speed. But this is a deck that like absolutely wants to lead mana fee as frequently as possible. So being able to reposition into that after you Pokeball or research has a ton of value. Is Articuno the same as Baby Palkia for the Paralyze effect? So Articuno has a retreat cost of 1, so we're trading 20 HP for the ability to reposition for a more efficient cost. The Palkia versions of this deck play Origin form Palkia because EX Palkia needs Leaf instead of X Speed anyway, so the retreat cost 2 doesn't matter, but Squirtle has a retreat cost of 1, so I prefer to play Articuno that also has a retreat cost of 1 to reposition into Manaphy more consistently. Alright, can we just, like, take hits until we put 5 energy on this bad baby Jambo? Assuredly, that's how this is gonna work, right? This is local man about to be Greninja Cyrus. Oh, and they have psychic energy too. Yeah, this is big scary. Rest of my hand is kind of pits. I'm gonna take a redraw here. Yeah, it's a pretty good redraw. Ooh, Tapu's bad for Blastoise gamers. Maybe we can't play the turtle anymore. Takes a Hunter Ball for 1 energy. It's a short-lived dream. Yeah, it's feeling like it might be, honestly. What do I need? What do I need? I need 1 heads on a Misty? I only need 1 heads on a Misty. We might be able to pull this out. This game's looking surprisingly close for, This game's looking surprisingly close considering they had first energy advantage. Yeah, okay. Do I play out the other Manaphy? I need to play out the other Manaphy to not die to Sabrina this turn, yeah? Because otherwise, if they Sabrina me, they hit this for 130 and then I'm cooked. Oh, we're just dead, right? Yeah, Tapu means we're dead. Even without the Greninja, we're dead. There's not a ton of Tapu on the ladder. There's a non-zero amount, but not a ton. We'll give it another try. I think I've got I think we're up 20 points on the day. I can consider 20 points with Blastoise. Alright, Blastoise fully charged does one-shot Stokezard and Incineroar. If we can live long enough. Incineroar with the candy does clear Manaphy in one if I don't find our cape. Which could perhaps be a reason to be playing a second cape. There's a lot of things that make Manaphy less appealing too. Gosh, my poor Blastoise. Should we try Blastoise Palkia instead of the ramp build like this? How are you feeling about the Pocket meta currently? It's fine. I think I'd say slightly above average. Give it like a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8.5, maybe 7.5 out of 10. If they don't have candy and we get a second energy from Manaphy, I think we'll be in an okay spot. Honey. So Blastoise can clear this, but then he's poisoned. I think that's still right. That's close though. If I clear with War Turtle, I die to poison plus second Litten. I've already taken 30. I'll take 20 on the recycle. So it's either go to Blastoise or retreat. Because they have second Litten on the bench. That being said, they're under an immense amount of pressure here. Yeah, we hit for 120 next turn. And if this hits heads, we're ready to clear the Incineroar afterwards, too. Rats. If they evolve here, it might be... I think if they evolve, we actually pivot to the Manaphy and charge the Articuno as the line. He didn't have it, so we get to clean them out. That was a nice showing of Blastoise's lower energy attacks being nice in addition to his big ramp up, yeah. The utility to have. Blastoise essentially has 3 attacks, right? He has a 2 energy deal 40, a 3 energy deal 100, and then a 5 energy deal 160. Is Prodigy bad in Snap? It's pretty mediocre. The only decks with Prodigy that have reasonable stats are decks that were already good before him, and I'd be surprised if he's best in slot in any of them. Nice. This is one of those spots where I'd really love to draw a rare candy. Or sorry, an X speed, I mean. I have the rare candy. I was looking at rare candy. Notably playing the wrong Zubat here. If you're going to play this Arceus Carnivine deck, you want the Zubat that attacks for colorless, so you can hit with it in a pinch. See if my opponent also has Rare Candy and Crobat here to run us out. Probably won't be much we can do if they do. Yep. Says they're absolute nutstraw, yeah. I suppose our own crazy lady could save us, yeah. That's wild that this card's been basically completely pushed out of the metagame. Crazy to think. Alright. Gonna be Blastoise against the world. I don't actually think he's gonna be enough here, yeah? Because they go energy on Arceus, I clear this, they hit me for 80 next turn, and then the Arceus plus the Crobat comes in to finish, right? There's not room to play any healing in here, I just have one cape. And they're gonna clean for 200 easy. Which again, is part of the appeal of maybe we want to play just Palkia Blastoise, so that way we can fit some copies of Irida and other things in here with more support cards and less Pokemon. As is often the case in Pokemon Pocket, playing fewer actual Pokemon cards is probably correct. Let's even just assume they don't draw any more basic Pokemon, which is unlikely. They do put me down to 100, and then next turn they still have 120, yeah? Assuming no more basics, our cape isn't even enough. Yeah, time to trash can this one for sure. We got a couple more points to play Blastoise with, but we're gonna try the Palkia build, I think. Do you think they'll ever increase the deck size? Absolutely not. That's one of the strangest things about the Pokemon Pocket community to me. This is literally the only card game I've ever played where people constantly ask, do you think they're going to make the decks bigger? Card games, in general, tend to be very carefully balanced around their core designs on things like deck size. It's very, very uncommon for... Like, I think, like, the closest thing to a deck size changing that's ever happened is, like, Magic the Gathering has Commander as a format now, which is 100 card singleton, but that was a fan-made format, and they still, like, the core competitive game is still 60 cards. So, like, yeah, I guess a possibility of, like, some type of weird game mode could happen at some point, but I don't think, like, the ladder is ever going to have a different mode with more cards in it, though. How much sustain is too much sustain? Can I play like a Lily too on top of it all? Yeah, I don't play the Leaf. We just like leave Palkia in when we want to leave it in. Just staying alive. Nuclear Winters, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Alright, I think I got 14 points for this one to spew. Let's do it. Thoughts on 2 crab with 1 turtle line? I'd be surprised if crab's a playable card. It's not felt. Stat lines have not felt particularly good in the games where I've played. What do you think of the 2-month hiatus we're going to have without new cards from May 29th until July 30th? I mean, Pokemon Pocket absolutely does not communicate anything like that in advance, and I'd be surprised if there's going to be a 2-month gap in card releases. Just because there aren't currently data mines in the client doesn't mean that there's not going to be cards coming. What's the best place to sub to contribute? Wherever's most convenient for you. I get 70% on both Twitch and YouTube, so if YouTube's more convenient, you watch more there, that's fine, but Twitch also works as well. Wrong screen, good call. I'm actually really surprised that more Pocket content creators haven't done the screen cut up. A few of them do the screen cut up, but in Marvel Snap, before Marvel Snap had an official PC client that was widescreen, it was most of the creators had screens like this that made the gameplay bigger. Yeah, it's so wild to me when I open a live stream and there's just like, oh, like most of the screen is not the game. Irida's actually a really lovely draw here because it means that this Palkia doesn't die to Rampardos next turn. Do you plan to play Marvel Snap in the short term? You should read the stream title. Maybe my rare candy opponent doesn't have it for once. Oh my goodness, my rare candy opponent didn't have it for once. Sometimes lucky. How short is short? That's fair. Like, do you mean like the next 10 minutes? No, I already do. I think my goal for my loose schedule is to split Pocket and Snap about half and half, about 2.5 to 3 hours each every day. And based on viewer metrics, Pocket seems to have better numbers in the morning, so I think it'll probably be Pocket first and Snap in the afternoon. You know, I've not tried Togekiss yet. I need to load that one up. That's probably something for tomorrow morning. How do you beat an Oricorio? So this is a really, really good piece of advice that more gamers need to hear when you're building B-tier decks. There's this button right here that lets you get out of any match. So rather than making your deck worse in all the other matchups because of the one you're worried about, just accept that. You could skip that one. You're always gonna have some type of bad or unwinnable matchup, especially when you're trying to brew B-tier decks. Just be like, it's okay, I'm gonna lose this one and we'll move on. And they added Infernape. Yeah, Infernape's been in for a number of sets, actually. Been in for a while. Yeah, like 3 packs ago. He's an alright dude. He's an alright dude. I think the plan is just power the Blastoise while we crunch with the Palkia. It does have some very good art, I agree. The two stars of Rainbow cards in general are so good in Pocket. Okie dokie, Tortle. A couple more draws at our big Blastoise. I think the average time per game has gotten longer this set. Holy, thank you. Appreciate you. Kind of punished for not playing the cape, I guess, but like, they probably don't red card me if I only have 2 cards in hand. So this seems like a real big upgrade for me. Unlucky. I'm gonna burn this just because if they're a red card player, they're probably also a Mars player. Dark Tina feels like playing an energy attachment simulator. That seems accurate. Man, my Blastoise is so far away. It's just like typical stage 2 problems, unfortunately. Hell, maybe they'll Mars me. Fingers crossed. I mean, if I top deck Blastoise here, we win the game on the spot, basically. Because we clean this, and then we're ready to start 160ing them. I'm only like 1 in 3 for that, or 3 out of 10 for that to happen. Yeah. Cooked. Feels cooked. This is not dead on board, but it's not really a game. This isn't really a play that turns into a game win. Is the problem? I can't hit with Blastoise for 100 next turn, and they're going to 50. Yeah, or they just have the red and we're dead. Darkrai Giratina the best deck. Considered the best deck. Absolutely. It's the best deck by a very significant margin. Again, I think it is significantly better than its play rate implies based on the tournament metrics that we have. Oh, I don't know if I have it in me to play more of that, gamers. This is just full cope, right? There's no way this is remotely playable. Yeah, I agree. I think a big part of why the Dark Tina deck doesn't see more play is because it's rather dry. I just don't like, I just like sit here and I'm thinking about like what do these decks lines look like against Dark Tina, and none of them sound good, right? Like you're just not applying a meaningful amount of pressure while they charge up. Why not? You tried Leafy on Delmise. Delmise is not a playable card. Leafeon might be worth exploring in some capacity. Delmise is not good. Ready to smash, gamers? That's the face of a man ready to smash. Do you think at any point they will slow down pack releases? I hope not, because content for this game will become real tough if they do. Our boy was ready to smash, but our Toga was not, unfortunately. There's Vicky. I'll buy about this one for now with the other rare candy in hand. I might want the flexibility to put another Vicky out. I mean, they can't clear us with Stokesard. But if they put Stokesard in, they don't get a knockout. We get to hit him again next turn. Or they're gonna take the clear with the Charmander. Going to 0 energy is bold. Or are they candying this one? So they're just at full. That makes sense. This damn Pikachu coin is defective. If we draw a Cape, we could be okay. Cape would let Vikavolt live a turn, which gives us time to build the Pikachu. We're just dead though, right? There are keeps in this deck. I'm gonna put more keeps in this deck. There are 2 capes in this deck already. Gosh, we're so unlucky. Criminally. Riolu! There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Holy. Do you think once every player hits 50, Dino will raise it to like 55? I don't know. When this game originally released, I would have bet that they would have raised it a long time ago, and now that it hasn't happened, I just... Who knows? Cursed Pikachu coin. I forgot to turn on your streamer coin, Jeff. I did forget. Accurate. Yeah, me too, Sunset. I was expecting them to raise the level cap with each set, so that way people who spend money on their game don't feel like they're getting punished. And now we've hit a point where even free-to-play players have too many levels. Tempo Sabrina. It's a tough one. Wow, this is so greedy to put the energy here. Can we hit a heads for once in our life, please? I guess... No, Cape does not mean we live because they do 40 extra plus weakness. Rip. Pika! Yeah, Blastoise is bad. I honestly think Blastoise might be worse than he's ever been. Alright, now, conveniently, Grubbin here is super effective into Cranidos. We do get to hit for 30. Alright, I'm gonna tap an ad break. I'm gonna go get my lunch. We're gonna delete some of these decks that were sadness, and I don't know, play for the last little bit. We're still slightly up from where we started because the 2 cannon deck was good this morning, but we're slowly sliding back down. Something I wanted to revisit. I think I'm out of new ideas for the day. Let's do some of this. We'll play some Ilima Crobat when we get back. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna grab my lunch, gamers. BRB. Don't tell Jeff, but I'm only here for the chair. I mean, the chair is excellent, and if you want to get your own Flexi Spot OC6, make sure you check out my link. They make all sorts of wonderful things. My standing desk, my bike chair, my office chair. Happy to be partnered with them. Man, 2 Lucario in a row, huh? Because of weakness, I need to Giant Cape here. Because if they go Evolve into Lucario and then hit me with this with weakness, they'd be doing 60. If they don't have Rare Candy Rampardos, we're in a pretty good spot here. Rare Candy Rampardos is gonna run us down though. Alright, we're firing on most of the cylinders here. Kangaskhan hitting average variance, all you can really ask for. What do we think of activating Crobat and then putting the energy on Arceus? Ooh, punish for not playing this out last turn. I think I'm into it. Because the next turn I could finish this with Cutting Link and then put Arceus up and take my next point, yeah? I get a little punished by Rare Candy, Greninja, Second Berry. That's a pretty specific combination of cards. I'm enjoying playing the second ladder. Yeah, it's got a lot of neat lines in it, which is fun. I'm gonna teach you a lesson that I recently taught my 11-year-old, because maybe you missed it as a social cue at home. Not to be that guy, but if you feel the need to say not to be that guy, but, or I'm not trying to be rude, but, before you make your statement, that's you acknowledging the fact that you know the thing you're about to say is very silly. So one, you should know better. But two, to answer your not to be that guy question, the deck lists that are the meta deck for Arceus Crobat are playing Carnivine and no Dark Energy. They're not playing Kangaskhan and Alima. Does with all due respect that guy. Yeah. Also apply. It does, yeah. Means you know what you're about to do. Don't do it. The most frustrating part about that loss is if my Pokemon communication would have flipped heads and it would have found the second Crobat, we would have won that game. But we flipped tails and got the second Kangaskhan instead. Yeah, I feel like I navigated that game mostly well. Alright, I think I'm done with Pocket for the afternoon. Our variance has been real bad. We successfully played for 3 hours again and made no progress making our rank go up. We'll try again tomorrow, but we won't have Masters this season. I really don't want to sit there and play Darkrai Giratina. I'd rather claw my eyes out rather than be bored to tears for 6 hours so I can get $1 worth of extra pack points. Let's play some Marvel Snap. Do you think Pocket will add animation someday? I think Pocket's going to do the barest minimum possible to keep making a giant pile of cash. And that is why the game is still lacking a lot of really basic features like deck imports and exports over 6 months later. And it's lacking basic accessibility features like not having the screen zoom in and out. If you're watching on the YouTube side, a video highlight published recently. If you want some more Pokemon Pocket from me, there is a Mewtwo highlight, Mewtwo EX with Tapu Lele. It's been a lot of fun, so you can check that out on the Hoaglandia Pocket channel. Otherwise, we're going to kick out over to the Jeff Hoagland channel for the Snap stream. Appreciate everybody hanging out this afternoon.